Hello, my name is Priyanka. This tutorial will take you through a brief steps and will give you an experience with the SAS-Enterprise Miner. So what we do here is we click on File, we click on New, and we click on Project. So a new project will be created. Similarly, we click on File, New, and Diagram. So a new diagram will be created. Here my diagram is demo. You can also click on Diagrams. You can right click here and you can click on Create Diagram. So what we'll have initially is a blank dashboard here. So we'll click on sample. Here we have the file import. We just need to drag it here. The other thing that we need to do is we need to click here and we have to edit the variables, which is very important. This gives actually an insight into the data. Here I have chosen bank.csv file. So what this file has, it has different attributes like age, marital status, balance, the housing information, the days, the outcome. So this y that I have here, attribute y, is my target function, which is binary. It gives me a yes or a no. Again, I have the loan status as a yes or a no, the housing status as a yes or no. So this thing I can actually change it here. I can change my y from input like I've done to target. I can also check the binary status. For example, if it was initially nominal, I can change it to binary. I've done all these changes before, so I'm just giving you an insight on how you can do these partitionings. The data partitioning is, you can do it from here. So all you have to do is you have to just drag and drop it here. What does the stat explore does is that it gives us an insight into our data. So let's just see how our data is. Here we have the chi-square with the input. So it just gives us it actually tells us that few variables are very important than the others. So and then we have a control point. What a control point actually does is that it takes the data and then it splits into different nodes. So we have the data here and it will be splitted into the decision tree model and the gradient boosting. So let's just see how our decision tree model is working. My result for the decision tree, here I have the cumulative lift index, the leaf statistics. The tree map looks really good. The misclassification rate, here I can see clearly for the test data it is near to 10%, which is extremely well. I can see here my tree. So we chose it as 6, so the leaf depth, the tree depth is 6 here. The other thing that we can see is the output here. Data here I can have my false positives, false negatives. So here that I was talking about is that the false negatives and the false positives, they will actually give me an insight how much error I am getting in my model. So next what we see is the gradient boosting. So what a gradient boosting is going to do is it's basically an ensemble of many weak models. So we will just see the result here. From the models here we can take different types of models, like we can do the regression and neural networks. So I've basically taken 2 and analyzed these. So with the gradient boosting I have the cumulative lift. This is on the training and this is on the validation. This also shows me the variable importance, like the duration, month, and the job, housing. Some 59% validation importance is for the month. Other than that, I have the statistics here. The misclassification rate is given here. The sum of squared errors is here. I have average square error here, the training output here. What we're going to do next is that we're going to take both these models and we are going to do a model comparison. Again, I have a control point, going to take the output from both of these, and this is going to feed into the model comparison. So let's just see the results of how both the models are performing. A very nice feature of Enterprise Miner is, we can say that here with the help of model comparison on one single window, we are able to visualize and compare both these models. So here we have the cumulative lift index for both these models, the decision tree as well as the gradient boosting. We also have the sensitivity to the specificity chart here. So for the decision tree we can see it in the blues, and for the gradient boosting we can see it in the red here. uh, here the tree and the boost, both of these, the clear demarcation we can see, for the misclassification rate I can easily see that it is less for the tree, and this is actually behaving well than the gradient boosting. The output window here, it is actually summarizing both these models and their behavior. So with the SAS-Enterprise Miner, we can say that both the models, if we are taking both the models into account, the tree model is behaving better than the other.